he was 8 years old, since a boy,
Yep.
Dave Thomas dreamed of running the best restaurant in the world. Since a boy. It's a childhood dream realized. In 1969, his dream came true when he founded Wendy's. By serving food with premium ingredients prepared fresh, his philosophy was to exceed customers' expectations every day.
Okay. I mean, I had meant just the exceed customers' expectations bit, but the whole thing was fine.
Since he was a boy.
Since he was a boy,
he wanted to give me fresh food, fresh vegetables in my burger, exceed my expectations, and god damn it, he did it.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn modern miracle. An 8-year-old boy had a lifelong dream. He achieved it. He's in the grave. He's been dead for over a decade. He's still achieving his dream. And he was perhaps the best corporate spokesperson as far as like being someone who actually works there. Not like a Ronald McDonald. He's made up.
It's a fabrication.
Yeah. I mean, who's in competition? Oxygel guy or whatever? Was that what it was called? OxyClean? The Swiffer people? No, they don't count. Who, Papa John? Get out of here, Papa John.
They're not grabbing my attention.
Heck no.
Not my they're not pulling my heartstrings.
That's it. That's what Dave did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting really off track on Dave.
Well, I mean, but it's interesting though. He was 8 years old when he had this dream. What were we doing at
As
8?
a boy? I was probably playing Mario 3.
Mario 3, getting off the high of Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready for Lion King.
Was that then?
For me,
just about.
93, Jurassic Park, Lion King, 94.
Oh man, big years.
And while we're just waiting for movies to come out and playing with bottle caps or whatever we used to play with. Pogs, yeah. That's
that's exactly what we were playing with then.
This kid is dreaming of a
Pogs
franchise.
are bottle caps. That's exactly what we were doing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, our ambitions weren't as large, but one of us is in the grave now, so we did something right.
So who really won, Dave? Who really won? Time.
Time always wins.
Correct.
But we would go through. Do you remember the power walks? We would have these power walks we would do.
Oh, power walks! Wow. I have not thought about those in a while.
I don't think anyone else really partook in them. But
what were they exactly? Hold on. What were they?
If you're feeling particularly low in the day, or you just want to be built up, we being the most senior of the kids in that school,
yes,
we would take a little trip around the grade 7ers.
There was a hallway that all their lockers were in the same little section.
Yeah,
and I guess just because there was like a 4 or 5 year age difference, we were so much taller than them.
Yeah,
we'd just like boost our confidence by walking through a crowd of children.
That's it, because they were too afraid. Like when you're in grade 7, when you're in that grade, you don't want to leave the confines of your locker space, which was like this U.
It was a safe zone for those 7th graders.
Yeah, like there's no reason you're going to be there unless you're in grade 7.
Pretty much.
It's all the classes. Yeah, detention.
Detention halls. Yeah.
But pretty much you're just hanging out there because you're too afraid to leave. So it's just a cluster of grade 7ers, and they're in the hallways. But you walk in as a full grown grade 11er.
Yeah.
And they're getting they're parting like Noah parting the sea. Noah didn't part the seas. Moses
parting the Red Seas.
Like Moses parting the seas.
See, now let's think about this for a sec. I think I figured it out while we were talking about it, because the detention hall was there as well.
Yes.
Maybe the only experience they have with big kids walking through their 7th grade area is kids going to detention. Those tough kids, rough and tumble. So when they see us walking through, they go, "Oh boy." This kid in his Hawaiian shirt, and like Matthew in your like South Park T-shirt, I suppose.
Yeah, probably.
Or like a scary couple of hombres. We better stay out of their way.
Yeah, I saw one of these mean mugs in a poster. Running for the president. He didn't get it.
He didn't get it, so he's out for revenge now.
You hear these kids like, isn't he the president? And it's like, no, he lost. It's like, get out of his way. He means just don't look him in the eye.
kids just like looking over their shoulder, getting pulled away by other kids. Like, oh, what's going on? Watch out!
Locking themselves in their lockers, and
because they know what's going to happen otherwise. I mean, they'll probably nothing really. I mean, I'd like to think that we'd give noogies and swirlies or whatever, but probably not. What do you think it would still be empowering to walk through there today?
No, kids today are ruthless. They're no respect.
See, but the thing is, we wouldn't be 17-year-olds. We'd be about 30-year-olds walking through a group of what? They're 13.
Yeah.
What you doing, kid? Whatever.
We
you
should do
go?
that. We should. We could. The whole school would be a power walk at that point.
I don't know, man.
We could power walk.
17-year-olds really don't care though.
But power walk right into the cafeteria. Get some shepherd's pie. We'll make sure it's a shepherd's pie day.
I hate shepherd's pie.
Wow. I would go to that school for years after I left because I knew what day shepherd's pie day was on.
Hold on. You were going back to high school for years after we had graduated.
Yeah.
To partake in the lunch?
Yeah, $2 shepherd's pie.
That's a good price. Is it fine for alumnus to just show up at the cafeteria and enjoy a lunch?
I never ran into any problems. There's always a table for me, I guess. It's I would just kind of walk in. I think at one point someone saw me. He's like, "You can't just walk in here." And then I coaxed them into giving me a visitor's pass, which I just kept. And then every time I walked in, I would just wear the visitor's pass.
Nice.
But no, I was in CJEP, and some days your class ends at 11.
Sure.
And I was like, "Well, I'll take the train back, make it back
On
right
my way
in time for
home?
lunch."
Wow. I mean, that's kind of remarkable to me that the lunch ladies aren't saying anything.
He loves shepherd's pie. He loved it when he was here, and he'll keep coming back.
I guess that's so strange to me. Do you think you could get away with walking into that school today with a visitor's pass?
I don't. I don't think I know.
I feel like
people.
we don't know as many staff members anymore. Like most of them are gone.
Yeah.
And the ones that still are there, would they remember us? Not necessarily.
Maybe.
But
I feel like we left a bigger impression than we probably did. Like our power walks were not...
your impression of our impression is bigger than it truly impressed.
Yeah, like I felt like we had this big rivalry with the principal.
We didn't have a rivalry with the principal. I felt like we had a pretty cool relationship with the principal where we'd stroll in and sit down in his office and like have a chat during lunch, and he was pretty down with it.
Yeah. There's that.
We were proposing new ideas. We had like new dances that we thought we should do, and he was like, he'd entertain it.
And then before I'd been like, go to class.
All right, get out of here. You got class in 1 minute. You're not going to get there on time. We could say, I was talking to the principal.
He would entertain it, and the vice principal would come in and usually be really into it, but then proposing his own little interject with like, "Oh, and you can make it about," and then he's like, "No, that's where it gets lame."
Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember Corporate Tuesday?
Yeah.
Corporate Tuesday was, I still tell this story to people because I think it's like a story of how we had power in that school. It was such a small school that we held influence.
Okay.
That in like 10th grade, I think we started it, or 9th grade. One of those, we just called everyone that we knew basically on
Three-way calls.
Monday night.
4-way calls.
Yeah, 3-way calls, 4-way calls. You just keep linking those calls on. It could be an infinite number of calls if everyone just does another 3-way call. Anyway, we made a lot of phone calls and convinced as many people as we could to just wear at least a necktie on Tuesday. And we were doing a thing, Corporate Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Following week, some people see that there's so many neckties. Some people jump on the bandwagon. And I feel like we upgraded. Like we did, okay, shirt and tie.
Yeah.
Third week, it was like, business casual, but still with a tie, no blazer. Fourth week, we're wearing full suits, strolling through the school just because. But as I recall, in that fourth week, we had now seen like 7th graders that we never spoke to wearing ties. And I'm like, who are these kids? Well, how did they know to get on board? It's only been a couple of weeks.
It's the power of influence. No one called them. No one told them. They just saw.
That's right.
Us.
That's right. We left an impression. And the drama teacher was wearing a tie.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, whoa, it's gone too far. We got to kill it. And so the following Monday, called everyone, said no ties tomorrow. It's over. It's not cool anymore. It's gotten too big. We got to kill it. And then we show up to school the next day. Drama teacher's wearing a tie, going like, "Why aren't you guys wearing ties anymore?" Oh, this is the detail. Yes, I forgot detail. I think the vice principal said, "Why don't we make this a thing where maybe we could have someone from a corporation visit every Tuesday, and it could be like an educational thing?"
Yeah.
No, we're killing it. It's done. And so called everyone, said no ties. Just the drama teachers wearing ties, and some 7th graders were wearing ties. And we're walking at them, shaking our heads. Nah, these kids, they don't know what's going on. Because we didn't call them. And the drama teacher asked, "Why aren't you guys doing ties anymore?" "It's not cool anymore, miss. It's over. The trend was a 4-week trend. It's over now. It's not cool anymore. You're old. You're outdated."
Old hat.
Old hat. That's a good turn of phrase.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that really caught on.
We created something, and then we saw it had been changed, bastardized, and we had to destroy it.
Yeah, people were starting to take it away from us. It wasn't ours anymore. So it was like, well, it's gone.
If I can't have it, no one can have it. Corporate Tuesdays is dead.
One of the more successful ones, because I know there was one we tried to bring back. I don't know if you and me did, but I remember the kids a few years older than us. They used to walk around with ladles. Big wooden spoons or ladles attached to their pants.
Like tails?
No, like on the side, like you would wear I don't know. You know when you used to have a chain hanging down from your belt?
There'd be a ladle on that chain?
No chain, just a ladle attached to like their belt loop.
Okay.
So it kind of dangle on the side.
What's that for?
I don't know. I never got into it, and I didn't want to start doing it because it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here. I don't know.
I feel like that's like there's a weird gang that's non-threatening that you're nervous about.
Well, it was what prompted me and another friend to start our own thing.
What was your thing?
Which was we were going to be the two people who we'd bring bread in.
Hold on, you're showing up with like a loaf of bread, your fresh baguette?
A single piece of bread.
Okay.
And our whole thing, like we thought about this, and we discussed it and really like planned it out. And the whole thing was we were going to go in with a piece of bread, put it down, like a piece of sandwich bread, put it at the edge of our desk, and act like everything was normal. Until someone would say, it's like, well, what's going on with that bread? Why don't you have a piece of bread there? And then we would look devastated or just really upset or something. I don't know what the point of it was, but we would just be like, don't even ask. Don't ask.
Oh, don't get me started on this bread.
Yeah, but really look frustrated. I mean, Kevin was the other one. He did a much better over-exaggerated impersonation of what to do when someone asked about that bread. It didn't last long. It lasted a day. It didn't give the desired effect.
Well, I mean, that's not much of a gang, is it?
It wasn't, but it didn't catch on. We thought maybe maybe next week everyone will bring
a piece of bread
and
be like, ugh,
so
don't get me started on this bread.
So bread didn't work. Corporate Tuesdays worked. Greaser Day.
That
was something.
Greaser Day was a good one, but also a more dangerous one. I think we were doing the Outsiders as a school play for like one of the grades, and
there were a bunch of leather coats
that inspired us to like get more into the character. And I guess it was a little method acting. We all like drew sideburns onto our faces and wore jeans and white shirts and leather jackets and chewed on toothpicks and traveled in a small gang. And I love, my favorite part of it was that the very first class that day, we all showed up. We took our chairs off our desks. I think we had a test, and we all sat on all the greasers in that class. It just so happens that class had like 5 or 6 of us. There weren't that many of us.
Yeah, well, that was probably when I was alone in a class dressed as a greaser.
What happened in your lone class?
It was not fun.
Felt like a fool?
I was a fool. I was not. I wasn't as cool as when I was with my gang.
Sure. So we all sat down, chairs backwards, toothpicks in our mouths. We're doing a test, and like someone kept looking over at our buddy Tito and like chuckling or making a comment. At some point, he turned over and said, "Take a picture; it'll last longer." And the teacher said, "Christopher, one more word out of you, and you're out of this class. I'm sending you to the principal's office." And he responded with, "All right, toots." And that was it. He got kicked out. I don't think he got to finish that test. And I don't know if he even went to the principal's office. I feel like if you get kicked out for calling your teacher toots, it's a pretty minor offense.
Well, what's the conversation in the principal's office? First, I want to picture him waiting